I feel like I'm always craving chocolate. I have such a sweet tooth. I wonder why that is.
Sweet foods have a high glucose, sucrose, and fructose concentration. We crave these because carbs are our #1 energy source. The extra calories in these foods in turn provide extra energy. Chocolate cravings can be explained by the lack of these types of food during times when processed foods and sweets were scarce.
Oh my god, this is so sour. I wonder why we always react that way.
In simpler times, it was important to avoid rotten foods. Humans have evolved to detect the lower pH levels in sour food as a byproduct of bacteria. The physiological response to sour food signals that this food shouldn't be eaten in mass quantity, as it is toxic to the body.
I just can't get enough salt. I wonder why that is.
As we all know now, salt is important for electrolyte balance and homeostasis of the body. Sodium is also important to regulate neuronal activity. Deficiencies in sodium could result in problems with voltage-gated sodium channels, which are essential in central nervous system function. Before processed foods, animal meat was the primary source of sodium intake, which was often rare to find. This helps explain why people eat it in large quantities.
Yum, I got McDonald's. How savory.
While umami is a controversial taste, its evolutionary purpose signals that there are protein sources in food. These foods have a high glutamate content, which is an amino acid common in protein-rich foods. Protein is essential for cell regulation and overall body function.
Oh, this is bitter. I wish I had some cream sugar. I wonder why.
Most plant toxins, including caffeine found in coffee beans, are naturally bitter. Humans have evolved to detect plant toxins in order to stay away from potentially dangerous substances, which is why bitter foods often need added supplements to make them more pleasant to eat. Together, these 5 tastes make up the human taste palette. Today, food manufacturers are able to recreate these tastes in a variety of different ways in order to make a profit off our evolutionary instincts.
Salty foods are rich in sodium. The high influx of sodium into taste bud cells causes the cell to depolarize. After the depolarization, neurotransmitters are released from the cell to send signals to the brain, passing along the message that it was a salty food. All acids are sour tasting, meaning that they have a high content of hydrogen ions. When the hydrogen ions come in contact with the taste cells in your mouth, they block the potassium channels so the potassium cannot get through. When the positively charged potassium ions build up, the cell is depolarized. Neurotransmitters are released and transmit the signal to the next neuron, eventually making it to the brain with the message that this food was sour.
The specific chemical reactions of bitter, sweet, and umami tastes are not yet fully understood, but their processes are very similar. The taste molecule binds to the G protein coupled receptor site, which then binds to an ion receptor site. This causes a series of signaling in the cell, which can lead to a depolarization. The depolarization releases neurotransmitters that code for the taste of that molecule.
Chemistry explains why we experience certain taste, and evolution explains our physiological responses to each taste.